Hello and welcome to our channel. About a week ago or thereabout, I heard of the demolition of a part of Innoson Motors showroom. And I was worried because an Igbo business, a major employer of labor in Nigeria, and specifically in Igboland, is being affected. I felt so bad, but I was yet to look at the news item properly. Meanwhile, certain things began to come to my mind. I'm aware of the plans of some people to see that nothing is happening in Igboland. Yes, I'm aware. Too many. They want us to all leave Igboland, desert Igboland. So we think about investing outside or running outside to do business. I remember what happened to Innoson in the past, how was it GT Bank or so? They lent Innoson money, and while trying to retrieve their money back, they deducted not at the same percentage they lent Innoson the money. So they were owing Innoson big money. Instead of paying, they played some kind of plan. I don't know how they settled at the end of the day. Even at a point in time, there was a day EFCC official slapped Innoson's wife. You can imagine. Whenever it concerns Igbo people, Nigerians are stronger. You remember in the other video, a particular video, when they had that they were going to the southeast, the soldiers, they are happy. This and that. So it's quite sad. It's quite sad. I don't know how Innoson concluded, whether they have paid him actually or they settled out of court. I don't know. So I was wondering, what was the problem? Why would they demolish his business premises? I almost forgot about it until I saw the videos again popping up. Several videos, people's reaction. And in the videos I saw, all of them were criticizing Soludo's government for what it did. Let me show you this one before we continue again.
So give them one on working on office now. Give me and your own information on Muloma. Rapu motor eba nwe we demolition or well tido those cars maybe give me
information I had about 10 days.
And you 10 days information.
10 days information.
Kono vacate here.
I met around yenda to see yendo.
Okay, I could go even before.
Yes, I could go in your quarter. Then after I have to see your quarter, as I know quite the announcement, not 10 days.
Yes.
No one will have when you after 10 days. If you don't,
okay.
Then 10 days,
10 days
after the next gadget announcement, deploying day, and I just in there, I say, now 10 days, get it out 10 days. I charge him the yard. Now, even I go do every motor, the every motor, and I such a every motor. I don't motor, I don't one in motor, I don't know every motor. And I had to ride you.
Oh, wow.
Go talk where.
Okay, and you 10 days.
And 10 days.
For no one able to see one. The next day, I have
yes, can you 10 days? But 10 days, they will see. Hanya last one's cut out the rich had your. And I just in there. Not put 10 days, without 10 days. I try and have no the value.
The next time,
and then now we talk to see and don't matter. That is very
wow.
So, according to the person interviewed at the site, the government's team carrying out the demolition exercise first made an initial attempt at the structure. They made some attempts. Now they gave them 10 days notice. Note. You gave somebody 10 days notice. You did not allow the expiration of the notice. The next day you came. It's same as not giving any notice. The next day they came. Somebody you gave 10 days notice. The next day they came and started demolition. And while they were doing the demolition, some people were there trying to remove the vehicles. They never cared. So a lot of vehicles were damaged as a result of this demolition at the end of the day, as you can see in that video. An elder has criticized this particular government's action. He said, the government should have even helped if it is a country where things work. If it is people who knows how to do things. The government should help to tow those motor out, take them to a showroom. They could ask Innoson, oh, you pay for it. Now, remember, Innoson is a big business in Anambra State, a big employer of labor. So the government should be considerate in dealing with him. I am not saying the government should deal with other businesses shabbily. No. You know what Innoson needs and several industries need from Anambra government or from where the government of the state where they are? Patronage, not sabotage and destruction. 10 days notice, according to the guy. 10 days notice, you came the next day. Even before the 10 days notice, you started a bit of the demolition. Now let's put everything together because there are other reports that has to do with this. I will read a summary. Here is the context of the demolition. Now let me read it from you from a top newspaper. They said, the Anambra State Government, through its Commissioner for Works, Ifeanyi Okoma, stated that the partial demolition of Innoson Vehicle Manufacturing, IVM, head office was part of a broader road construction and decongestion project. He emphasized it was not targeted or personal and that all affected buildings, including religious institutions, were notified and marked for demolition. Let's see Innoson's response, because Innoson has responded to this. According to the write-up here, Innoson expressed surprise and displeasure, claiming that there was no adequate pre-notification. Just like that guy at that place said, there was no adequate pre-notification. You informed them and the next day, it rhymed with what the guy at the place stated. So according to Mr. Colonel Osigwe, head of corporate communications, the demolition was sudden. Staff were inside the building during the action and 20 plus vehicles and infrastructure were affected. They also suggested that the nearby marked buildings were untouched as at the point in time. They did not touch other buildings that were marked. According to this guy, there's a target. Innoson was targeted. They went straight. Oh my God. I'm beginning to make something out of this. That is raising a suspicion about possible ulterior motives. Now, could it be Soludo or the people they sent to do the work? We need explanations. Now, looking at this political context, according to Osigwe, he dismissed that. There's nothing like that. He doesn't see it as a witch hunt, you know. Osigwe had to comport himself, I understand. Even if there is something on underground, he will not say it, I understand. According to him, Governor Soludo maintained a mutually supportive relationship with, okay. But he was still surprised on the abruptness of the demolition and the inconsistency in execution of the plan. So that raises question. What is the intention of those managing the demolition project? What is their intention? Now, in analyzing this, let's round up with this. Some are suggesting, is there a communication gap? Maybe poor execution by the demolition team. Of course, we already know that the plan of Anambra State Government was to decongest the road and probably expand the roads further. And in the process, structures will be demolished. We are not against that. But the manner at which this was done, that is the problem. Touching an indigenous business, big business like Innoson, it could lead to public mistrust and reputational damage for the government. Now, it also brings up broader issues like how transparent and fair infrastructure projects are carried out in Nigeria. The need to balance development with respect for key local businesses. whether proper compensation and relocation supports are provided. Because there's how these things are done elsewhere. You know my pain. We complain of other ethnicities hurting the Igbo. But this one is Igbo and Igbo dealing with Igbo. We are watching. Meanwhile, I want to ask you viewers, do you think this situation could escalate politically, or will it be resolved quietly, given the relationship between Innoson and the state, according to Colonel Osigwe? What do you think? Add your comment on the comment section. Please make sure you share this video widely. Subscribe if you have not subscribed to our channel. I am Azuka OJ. Bye-bye for now.